How are we doing today? I know you can't respond, but I'm going to assume you're saying great. We're going to start on time, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Welcome to our monthly webinar, Driving Success. This month, we are going to cover MVR and CSA score monitoring, the benefits and what can happen when you are only meeting the minimum DOT requirement. So today we have myself, Emily, the Director of Solution Development, and Leanne Hill, our Technology Specialist, presenting. We will be having a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so please feel free to type your questions into the Q&A chat at any time. So before we can talk about how to enhance your overall safety health with your driver behaviors, we need to talk about DOT driver files and the requirements that surround these files. So a driver file holds all DOT required documents that ensures the health, safety, and qualification regulations are met. This includes pre-employment, onboarding, and annual documents that are outlined by the FMCSA. But remember, these are in addition to your internal or HR mandated documents. Any employee who operates a commercial motor vehicle is mandated to have a completed driver file. Even owner-operators are held under the regulation standards. One of the required documents is an MVR. The DOT requirement regulates companies to run an MVR for pre-employment and annually. An MVR displays the driving record associated with the license the report was ran on. This includes accidents, citations, drug and alcohol offenses, and any restrictions. Like I mentioned, the DOT requirement is only pre-employment and annually, which gives a pretty good picture of your driver before you put them behind the wheel. But what happens during the additional 364 days of the year? Exactly, we don't know. So this is why an annual MVR is actually a bad thing. If an event occurs between annual MVRs, a company can go unaware of license suspensions, high-risk safety behaviors, and more. Sure, your ELD or other truck monitoring systems can detect certain behaviors, but what about when a driver is not in a company vehicle, or they get a citation, or they get in an accident on their off time? If the driver doesn't make you aware of that incident, it can lead to a roadside stop down the line due to their record. This visibility gap between citations and behavior, both on and off the clock, can really cause a huge headache for everyone. Ultimately, these gaps of the unknown can cause a detrimental outcome to your company. The risk has significantly gone up when the unknown remains so. So these events can also be recorded and affect the overall safety health according to the CSA scoring system. The CSA records and scores your company on events under the categories shown on the screen. You can see that these are heavily dependent on the behaviors of your drivers. Having an unfavorable CSA score can affect a number of things for your operations. It can increase the number of terminal audits, the number of scale stops, the number of roadside inspections, and ultimately can affect your ability to operate. These increased number of stops can really slow down your drivers and the delivery time, ultimately costing you money. Many companies are not even aware of the CSA scoring system, and on top of that, even more aren't checking them as frequently as they probably should. So I ask you, is meeting the DOT requirement enough? Over the past year, we have attended many safety conferences, and the message is pretty clear. Trucking companies are going beyond the minimum requirements and deploying additional safety equipment and behaviors that are setting that safety standard higher. Some of these things include dash cams, lane departure, speed limiters for the truck, and also running PSPs, being an MVR and CSA monitoring services, and deploying monthly driver training programs. So you're probably asking, Emily, this sounds great to go above and the minimum to ensure the safety of your company, our drivers and others on the road, but I don't have the bandwidth to constantly run MVRs or check our safety score. And to that I say, you are valid. It is a tall task to ask companies to monitor these records, both the driver record and their CSA score. So I'm not going to leave you hanging without a solution. My solution to you is DQM Connect's Safety Plus program. It is an integrated solution to help eliminate those safety surprises. But how does it work? So our team is going to take on the burden of monitoring DMV and FMCSA databases. So when your driver decides to partake in reckless behavior, our team is notified immediately. Once the notification is received, the final report is sent to you and your safety team to review and proceed with the proper actions. So in theory, this sounds great, right? But, what are the real benefits of this ongoing monitoring? Being able to see trends of unsafe behavior will help your safety team be able to change the course sooner rather than later. Seeing those trends and having proactive training is a huge benefit to your company. This can really help deter incidents from occurring, or in the event that a serious incident does happen, you can show that as a company, you have done your due diligence to keep the safety of your drivers and others on the road safe. It also eliminates surprises, right? We don't want to get that call from a driver who is halfway across the country that he got pulled over and now he needs himself, the truck, and his load picked up by someone else because over the weekend he had his license suspended and forgot to tell management. It also increases the overall safety culture, right? Everyone wants to get home safe. It is never the intent when a driver gets behind the wheel to cause an accident, but it does happen. But knowing that their behavior is being monitored on and off the clock helps increase that mindset for safety. This ultimately leads to increased retention. Not every event qualifies for dismissal, but you can avoid that event that will qualify for dismissal with monitoring and then proactive training. Your turnover rate will decrease. Hiring new employees is very costly, both in time and monetarily. So if there's a way to decrease that turnover, it's highly enticing. Lastly, your overall company protection. In the case that an event occurs that does put your company in hot water, you can show that you have gone above and beyond in monitoring and training for your drivers. You are putting safety first. So there are a lot of benefits to enrolling in a program that monitors these drivers and your CSA scores as well. So I know we all want more info on how to get started with increasing our safety health. So for more info, you can visit our website or simply scan this QR code to schedule a demo and to discuss more.